الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله أدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين وبعد. إخوتي الكرام، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل كما قال سبحانه: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. اللهم ارزقنا الإخلاص في القول والعمل، آمين يا رب العالمين. عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه, he was sitting with the ashab of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he was Amir al-Mu'mineen, and they were having discussion on the Hijri calendar, on the calendar, the Islamic calendar. There were some suggestions that it should start with from the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Another Sahabi, he gave a suggestion that the Islamic calendar should start with the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Another suggestion came that we should start it with the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam from Mecca to Medina. And as we know that they all agreed on starting the Islamic calendar from the Hijrah, from the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to Medina. From today's Maghrib or tomorrow's Maghrib, the new Hijri calendar will start inshallah 1441. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this year, this new year, a source of benefit for all of us inshallah, and make this year the best year of our life. We never know, as we always say, when the death can approach us, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever life we are left with, we ask Allah azza wa jal to give us the tawfiq to live a life, the end of which is the pleasure of Allah, the ridwan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We also ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this year, this new Hijri year, a source of comfort and peace and salama for the whole Muslim Ummah around the world. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Talking about the Hijrah, as we said that the Islamic calendar started with the Hijrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So in today's khutbah we'll try to briefly talk about that the incident of Hijrah, the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam received the first revelation, and after that he preached that Islam, the da'wah, initially secretly, and then as we, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam preached it publicly, and all those incidents of Shir ibn Abi Talib, Isra wal Mi'raj, and all those incidents happened in the first 13 years of his prophethood. Then he eventually decided to migrate to Medina. And in fact, he was not the one who decided, but as we'll mention shortly, the verse of the Quran as well, that the kuffar, they get together and they said that how we can get rid of this man. A suggestion came that we should, put him in jail, in prison. But then they said that if we put him in jail, his followers will come and will take him out. They said, okay, if we expel him from Mecca, and they said, no, he talks sweetly. He will have a lot of followers, and later on they will come back and will conquer us. Another suggestion came, and subhanAllah, that suggestion was from his own uncle Abu Jahl. He said that we should kill him, and we should kill him in a way that all the tribes, they should take part in that. One strong man from each tribe should strike him together, so the blame will not come to one tribe, but it will be on all the tribes, and then we all can share the blood money. And Banu Hashim tribe will not fight with all the tribes. So this is what the plan they agreed, and the plan was made by Abu Jahl. And Allah Azza wa Jal revealed that ayah informing Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam about that plan. In Surah Al-Anfal, verse number 30, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. Allah Azza wa Jal says that those kuffar, they were making plan, and they were discussing these three options. لِيُثْبِتُوكَ, they can put you in prison, أو يقتلوك, or kill you, أو يخرجوك, or expel you from the city. And they were making a plan. وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ. And Allah Azza wa Jal had a plan as well. وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of the planners. Let's make a pause for a few moments. What we can learn from this. وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. We are also maybe sometimes struggling in our lives. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is the best planner. Here the kuffar, all the tribes, they get together to harm Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But Allah said, Wallahu khairul makirin. As we will see how he even went out from Mecca. Wallahu khairul makirin. As one of the hadith says, if all the creation of Allah get together and they try to harm you, they cannot harm you without the permission of Allah. And if all the creation of Allah, they get together and try to benefit you, they cannot benefit you except with the will and permission of Allah. Everything is in the hand and control of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَمَا تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَةٍ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. So, as we said, the modern scholars, they say, the year Rasulullah sallallahu, or the month that Rasulullah sallallahu migrated from Mecca to Medina was the month of Safar. The month of Safar, that as Rasulullah also mentioned one of the hadith, that it was the day of Monday. As Rasulullah said, the day of Monday was the day when the Quran started revealing on me. Monday was the day when I was born, and the Monday was the day when I migrated to Madinatul Munawwara. So it was the Monday, and the same day as we narrated that in the afternoon time, at the time of Qaylula, the Arab, they used to take nap. The afternoon nap, Rasulullah went to the house of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Aisha radiyallahu anha, she narrates a hadith saying that, she narrates an incident saying that we saw a man from far, and he had, he covered his face. And then when he approached us near, we realized that he was Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. the first question that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked from Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, did your family leave? So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh said that, my family is your family, O Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then he informed him that Aisha radiallahu anha and Asma and those, my son, they are only left, and the rest of the family, they already migrated to Medina. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam then informed him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me permission to leave. And then Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh asked another question, that am I going to your sahib? Will I be your companion, O Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said yes. And then Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that I have never seen a person crying out of joy, happiness, except when I saw Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. He started crying when Rasulullah informed him that you are going to be my companion, out of joy and happiness. And as one of the narrations says, he was preparing for that journey. He was preparing 2 camels from last 3 or 4 months just for that journey. And Rasulullah informed him. And then it's been said that at the same night, Jibreel alayhi salam came down to Rasulullah and informed him that you have to leave this night. Just now, right now you have to leave. Because as we mentioned, the kuffar, they made a plan to kill Rasulullah and they were outside of the house of Rasulullah. So Rasulullah asked Ali ibn Talib radiallahu anh to sleep on his bed, and then Rasulullah came out from his house, and as one of the narration mentions, he was reciting Surah Yasin. And that verse, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ سَدًّا وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ سَدًّا فَأَغْشَيْنَاهُمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ. Even one of the narrations said, Rasulullah, those people who could not see Rasulullah, they were there to attack him. Rasulullah even put some dirt on their head, on their rocks, while he was leaving, in between them. And then he accompanied Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, and both of them, they went. Now Mecca or Medina is north to Mecca. But Rasulullah with that strategy, what they did, they went opposite direction, meaning towards the south. And as we know that they stayed in the cave of s.a.w for 3 days and 3 nights. So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, as we mentioned that before entering that cave, he himself went in and made sure that there were some holes, and some of the narration says, and he put a piece of cloth in those holes, except one of the holes, and then they went in. And as the kuffar now, they were looking for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh. And as that incident been mentioned that Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, when they were in the cave, they saw the kuffar, they were very close to that cave. And Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, he whispered to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, "Oh Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if just one of them will see, on their feet or at that area, then they will be able to see us." And then, as the Quran mentioned that beautiful words, especially those 5 words. Quran mentioned that in Surah Tawbah, إِلَّا تَنْصُرُوهُ فَقَدْ نَصَرَهُ اللَّهُ إِذْ أَخْرَجَهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا ثَانِيَ اثْنَيْنِ إِذْ هُمَا فِي الْغَارِ إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ لَا تَحْزَنْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَنَا فأنزل الله سكينته على رسوله وعلى المؤمنين وأنزل جنودا لم تروها وجعل كلمة الذين كفروا السفلى وكلمة الله هي العليا والله عزيز حكيم. Subhanallah, that beautiful words, that it was Allah Azza wa Jal, it was Allah Azza wa Jal who helped them. إِلَّا تَنْصُرُوهُ فَقَدْ نَصَرَهُ اللَّهُ. When both of them, they were there in the ghar, and one of them said to the other person, إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ. And subhanAllah, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, look at his status. Quran mentions him as the sahib of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ لَا تَحْزَنْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَنَا. Don't worry, don't have any huzn, don't worry. Allah Azza wa Jal, indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. فأنزل الله سكينته على رسوله وعلى المؤمنين وأنزل جنودا لم تروها. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped his Habib Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with the junood, with the soldier that Quran mentioned you cannot even see, meaning the malaika. And there was another junood, another soldier of Allah that helped Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and that was a spider. As one of the narration mentions, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered a spider to make a web at the entrance of that cave of s.a.w. So anyone who would see the cave from outside cannot even imagine that someone can enter, because if someone enter, will break that web. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, uses that junood, that soldier The weakest of them, إِنَّ أَنْ أَوْهَنَ الْبُيُوتِ لَبَيْتُ الْعَنْكَبُوتِ. And subhanAllah, another lesson that we learn here, the junood of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we see the past ummah also, like the Aad and Thamud. Allah Azza wa destroyed them with the ريحا صرصرا عاتية وأما ثمود فأهلكوا بالطاغية وأما عاد فأهلكوا بريح صرصر عاتية. Allah Azza wa Jal, sometimes a wind can be a soldier of Allah, sometimes a water can be a soldier of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ababil, they were the soldier, the tiny birds, they were the soldier of Allah Azza wa Jal in front of that army of Ashabul Fil, as Quran mentions Surah Al-Fil. So here Allah Azza wa says, وَأَنزَلَ جُنُودًا لَمْ تَرَوْهَا وَجَعَلَ كَلِمَةَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا السُّفْلَى وَكَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ هِيَ الْعُلْيَا. Allah made the kalima, the word of kuffar, sufla, worthless. And the kalimatullah, the word of Allah Azza wa Jalla, ulya, is ali, is highest. And Allah Azza wa Jalla is almighty, all wise. Wallahu azizun hakim. So in the Ghar Thawr, for 3 days and 3 nights, Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, they were there. And Abdullah ibn Abi Bakr radiyallahu anhu, the son of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, he was a young man, very intelligent person. So he used to spend his daytime in the markets of Mecca, hearing what people they are thinking about that migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And at night he used to go to them and used to inform them what's happening in the city. As Ghar Thawr is not that far, few miles from the Mecca. Another Abdullah bin Fuhayr, the free slave of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, what he used to do, he was a shepherd, so he used to take some sheep with him, and he was trying to the traces of the Abdullah bin Abu Bakr, because he was going every day to visit Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in order to just confuse them, he used to in the same direction he used to take his sheep as well, just for the reason so people will not know where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. And the narration says Asma bint Abu Bakr radiyallahu anha, she was the one who was providing the food to them. And then after 3 days and 3 nights staying in the Ghar of Thawr, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose a guide whose name was Abdullah bin Arqam. He was the guide, although he was not a Muslim, he was a mushrik, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose him as their guide towards the Medina, and then they were on the way to the Madinatul Munawwarah. Here, brothers and sisters, another lesson that we get from those 5 words, as Allah Azza wa says, لا تحزن إن الله معنا. Don't have any huzn, don't worry, indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. In how many times we also struggle in our lives? We have maybe job problems, we are struggling in our life, we have family issues, but the rope of Allah Azza wa Jal is the rope that we have to hold. The trust that we need to put should be tawakkal ala Allah, trust on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we see in this incident, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, as there's another incident that has been recorded. After that, there was a man who became a Sahabi also later on, Surata ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. He says, he is narrating this incident, that I was sitting in a gathering, and the kuffar, they were talking about the migration of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then they said that anyone who will bring them alive or dead, will have 100 camel. Now 100 camel was a huge, quantity, and also just take and imagine that 100 carts. It was a huge amount. So Suraqah ibn Malik says that I was sitting in that gathering, and then another man came in and he said that I saw 3 people in that direction, and he pointed out towards right direction, towards the south of Mecca. He said, I saw them. Suraqah says that I stood up and I said to that person, no, I know those people, they are on another journey. And he said that I lied to that person because I wanted to get those 100 camel. And then they said, then I fled from that, from that gathering, and then I had that war horse that I rode, and then I was on the way to approach Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu and Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was mentioning that when he looked at both of them from far, he saw one of them, sometimes he was walking ahead of the person who was riding the camel, and sometimes he was at the back. And as we see in another narration, that Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, he was doing that thing. And sometimes he was walking ahead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and sometimes at the back of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him the reason. He said, "Oh Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I think of that someone can attack you from back, So I start walking behind you. And when I think that someone can attack you from the front, so I start walking in front of you, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Suraqa ibn Malik also mentioned the same thing. He said, I saw that person, he was walking back and forth. But the other person who was riding the camel, he was very calm. And he was reciting something. And as we know that he was reciting, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was reciting the Quran. And then Suraqa ibn Malik, there are a couple of narrations about him, about his story. He said that when I approached them, I was very close. What happened that my horse was, sunk in the sand. And then, and another narration said he was fell on the ground. And then he thought to himself that maybe it's just, it's normal, and he started, his journey again. But it happened second time again. And when it happened third time, he realized that whoever is approaching is in the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he was at a distance where he can talk with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he called them and said that I want peace, I want salama. Right? And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave permission to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. And even Suraqa ibn Malik, he knew that the man he is approaching, whatever deen he is preaching is going to spread. So what he did, he asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to write a peace, salama, for him. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked Abdullah ibn Arqam, who was the guy, to write it, and then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave it to Suraqa ibn Malik. And as we know, later on in the battle of Hattin, what happened that the tribe of Suraqa ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu was also conquered by Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Suraqa came as a prisoner. But what he did, he showed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that salama, that the letter that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave it to him, the letter of security, the letter of peace, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam just freed him. And Suraqa ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu, later on he became Muslim. Another incident that happened in the same, and he is narrating it. He said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told me that, O Suraqa, a time will come when you will wear the bracelet of Kisra, the bracelet of Kisra. And at that time, the Kisra, was the king of, or the Kisra was a king, and no one could have imagined that Islam is going to, conquer, that land as well. The Suraqa ibn Malik was told by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, O Suraqa, you are going to have, that you will have the bracelet of Kisra. And that incident happened after the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 6 or 7 years later, in the battle of Qadisiyah. In the battle of Qadisiyah, when the Muslims, they conquered and that land also, and the treasures of Kisra, they were sent to Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, and he spread all of those treasures in the Masjid al-Nabawi. And then he called Suraqa ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu, and subhanAllah, he asked him to sit on his place, and then he looked for those bracelets, and then he asked him, and he himself, Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, put those bracelets on the hands of Suraqa ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. And even one of the narrations says that we let him walk around the street of Medina to let the people, because this word was kind of was spread around that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this thing about Suraqa ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. Now it was the fulfillment of that saying of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after maybe 15 or 16 years later, that Suraqa ibn Malik had those bracelets of Kisra. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then further on moved to with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, and then they entered in the land of Medina. Inshallah, we'll discuss some of the lessons that we can get from the hijrah, from the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the upper khutbah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to live our life according to the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and whatever life we are left with, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the tawfiq to live a life which is according to the Sharia and the saying of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the book of Allah azza wa jal. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون هو الذي خلقكم من طين ثم قضى أجلا وأجل مسمى عنده ثم أنتم تمترون وهو الله في السماوات وفي الأرض يعلم سركم وجهركم ويعلم ما تكسبون. الحمد لله حمدا لا ينفد، أفضل ما ينبغي أن يحمد، وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تعبد. As I mentioned at the beginning of khutbah, brothers and sisters, starting from today's Maghrib or tomorrow's Maghrib, it will be a new Islamic year. The Hijri calendar 1441 is going to start, inshallah. So this is the beginning of the new year, starting with the month of Muharram. And as we know, Rasulullah s.a.w. recommended us to fast on the 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th of Muharram, which will be most likely maybe coming Monday or Tuesday, inshallah. The fasting on the day of Ashura, Rasulullah s.a.w. said the sins of the previous year, inshallah, will be forgiven by Allah Azza wa Jal. As the narration says that Rasulullah s.a.w. migrated to Medina, he saw the Jews, they were fasting on the day of Ashura. So Rasulullah s.a.w. asked them the reason, and they said this was the day when Musa s.a.w. was saved from Fir'aun. So Rasulullah s.a.w. said, we have more haqq, we have more right on Musa s.a.w. than you. And then he asked the Sahaba to, and also we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this year a year of peace and salama for the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wherever the Muslims they are struggling around the world, we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect them, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have the peace and salama in those lands. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. قال سبحانه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في كشمير، اللهم انصر إخواننا في كشمير، اللهم انصر إخواننا في كشمير، اللهم انصرهم في فلسطين وفي العراق وفي أفغانستان وفي السودان وفي إندونيسيا وفي كل مكان يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم، واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ثبتنا على الإسلام، اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان، اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وهمومنا. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا، وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار، واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات، إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم يا مالك الملك يا أرحم الراحمين، نسألك بأسمائك الحسنى وصفاتك العلى ألا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا كربا إلا نفسته، ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا ميتا إلا رحمته، ولا شابا إلا أصلحته، ولا دعاء إلا استجبته. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك، وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم بارك لنا في بيوتنا، اللهم بارك لنا في رزقنا وفي أموالنا وفي تجارتنا وفي حياتنا يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى، واجعل آخر كلامنا من الدنيا شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله، وتوفنا وأنت راض عنا بغير غضبان. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.